Have you given any thought to what a church of Disney would be like? We do on today's episode of Annual Pass. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Annual Pass. This is the podcast where we talk about all things theme parks, rides, shows, attractions, you name it. If it happens inside of a theme park or next to a theme park, we talk about it here on Annual Pass. I'm your host, Jack Pattillo, and of course, joining me, as always, are my lovely, beautiful, and talented co-hosts, BK and Jeff. Hi, guys!
Hi.
Sup?
Y'all are full of energy today. It's a good thing that you guys aren't full of energy because we have a really, really fun episode today. And our guest who's on the show, Disney Dan, he is a very, very energetic guy and full of energy that apparently you guys don't have. So that's good. That's what I like to see.
We're saving it for the interview.
Is that what you're doing?
We conserve our energy.
You're holding it in right now?
We had to talk about this earlier.
Yeah, we coordinated.
Thank you very much, everyone, for listening and watching. I highly recommend you watch this episode because Dan's got his camera on. He's got a lot of cool stuff behind him, too. And thank you for watching at youtube.com/annualpass. Also, make sure to follow us on our socials. We're annual_pass over on Twitter and on Instagram, and we're Annual Pass Pod over on TikTok as well. So check those out. Please, please, please spread the word. Let your friends know about Annual Pass. Right now, we are trying to get more people listening and or watching Annual Pass. So if you are a fan of the show, please let your friends know because we want to get more people watching it. I think it's a good show. I'm happy with the show, and I just want more eyeballs on it.
And if you don't have any friends, that's okay. You'll make friends. And when you do, let them know about this podcast.
That's true. And if you are a fan of Disney Dan and maybe you came over here because he was like, hey, you should check out the show. Thank you so much. Maybe give a listen to some of our previous episodes. And hopefully you dig them. So,
do you think Disney Dan's fans are called Dan's fans?
I was going to say that. Or Danites.
Or
you know what they should call it? Disney Dan's fans? They should be called Disney fans.
Just scoop them all in. Not Dan stands?
Not Dan stands.
Oh, Dan stands good.
Danites.
Dan Knights?
No.
I don't know.
No, you don't like that.
But yeah, don't have a lot of information at the top. All I know is, let's see, right now, depending on when this episode comes out, the springtime surprise races just got announced this morning when we're recording it. It's all Pixar themed.
Was that the surprise?
Yeah. Well, they have a 5K, a 10K, and a 10 miler.
What's the surprise?
Every year it's different. So like last year they had
what was the surprise that it was, what was it?
Pixar?
Pixar is
that was the surprise.
That was the surprise.
Yeah, it's the
that is
surprise.
the surprise.
That's
Were you surprised?
I was surprised. I was
didn't
thinking
think it was going to be Pixar?
I don't know. I didn't know what it was going to be.
Did you and your friends did you guys have like a betting pool on what
Well, the
you thought it would
RDRC,
be?
we've been discussing it over in our Discord channel.
What was the prevailing wisdom?
A lot of people thought it was going to be theme park based, so it's going to be like a Magic Kingdom race, like maybe an Epcot race, and maybe like a Hollywood Studios race, or do like the 5K in Animal Kingdom, do like the 10K inside of Magic Kingdom, and then do like the 10 miler within Epcot and Hollywood Studios. Are the right next to each other.
Not that. No, Pixar.
Cars
is what it's a Cars 5K, the Monsters Incorporated 10K. I forget what the 10 miler is, but if you do all of them, the challenge medal for 19.3 miles, if you do all three races, is Finding Nemo themed.
Okay.
So sounds cool. But anyway, all right, enough about that. We should dive into this interview because Dan's probably waiting for us, and we should talk to him. And I'm excited to get to talk to him. So are you guys ready?
Yes.
All right, that's you diving. All right, here we are, our interview with Disney Dan. Hello, Dan, and welcome to Annual Pass. We are so excited to have you on, and welcome to the show. It's great to finally get a chance to talk to you. I think this is the first time we've actually sort of talked face to face through the medium of the internet, and here we are now. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Yeah, usually we've been busy raising money for charity the last time we met. And so now we're not doing any of that. We're just hanging out on the internet talking for people to listen to.
That's right. The last time you and I interacted is you were doing a charity fundraiser for Give Kids the World Village in Florida. Oh, wow. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit. But hi, it's good to see you. I've got BK, I've got Jeff here as well. And yeah, so guys, this is Dan. He's a cool guy.
Hello, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Yeah, I'm a real cool guy.
So, Jeff, you'll appreciate this. Dan actually got to start doing video game stuff.
Oh, I do appreciate that.
On the internet, because you and I, we got our start doing video game stuff. So
you're not allowed to appreciate any of this, by the way. I don't know why you don't
it's okay.
You got
What's it like doing video game stuff,
BK's a singer. I would say she got her start doing singing.
What's it like?
Anyway, Dan, tell us how you got started doing this kind of stuff on the internet. How did you find your place on the internet?
Yeah, so I used to have a website called Disney Infinity Codes. I was a Disney Infinity resource for that Toys to Life game.
The Toys
what
game.
Were the,
I know. Oh
what
my
were the
God.
resources? Because I played that with my daughter a little bit, and I'm unaware of resources. Maybe we would have enjoyed it more.
Well, you know how primal guides are dead, you know, and like they're dead, and so that I had two websites. I had Disney Infinity Codes and I had Bricks to Life, and they were Lego gaming and the Disney Toys to Life gaming, and I just wrote guides. I just wrote level guides, detailed level guides,
gotcha.
with screenshots and like primal guide kind of detailed guides like I grew up with, you know, because now it's either YouTube videos or like a wiki article. There isn't like a lot of like, here's a screenshot of the spot, and you just can go through and run through a guide to like collect everything in a Lego level or something. And so I enjoy doing that for many years before I turned into Disney Dan.
That's funny because we, you know, not Rooster Teeth, but Achievement Hunter, one of the subsets of Rooster Teeth where Jack works. We got our start similarly because what?
BK also works there too.
I'm talking about the start of Achievement Hunter.
I don't.
Well, you said works in.
We're not.
Okay.
Let me get there.
Go ahead.
We got our start there because GameFAQs was the only resource available for poor people who couldn't afford Primal guides, and we needed.
I thought it was Prima. Is it
Prima?
Maybe I bought a Prima guide for Primal.
That's like the physical.
Yeah, like
guide.
the physical books.
Okay.
You go to,
I didn't know they had like a name.
You go to
Is that
EB
company that did them?
Yeah,
Okay.
you go to EB Games and they would have like
that's like in Canada, right?
really nice books that you would use once.
It was.
And so anyway, so I was very visual as well, and the GameFAQs didn't even have pictures, so that's the whole reason we started Achievement Hunter.
You did the table of contents, Control F, find what you wanted to get to, and then
Yeah. And so that's what I did. I stopped with Lego Dimensions, and Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 was the last one I did a full out 100% game guide on before like Disney Dan just took off. And I'm a dad, and you know I help run. This hasn't been my full-time job until like a few months ago because I still help run my family business throughout all of this. And so it's been but yeah, video, man, I miss it. I miss it a lot. I just started Twitch streaming again because I love playing video games.
So how many of the so Disney Infinity, for those of you out there who don't know, if you remember the Skylanders game, they had these little minifigs, and then you put them on a platform and they'd appear in games. So the idea was you go and collect this stuff. Disney basically made their version of it, which was Disney Infinity. So it was tons of really cool actual like figure art of all these different characters, but there were tons of them. And then the Lego Dimensions game was similar to that too. He said you actually would build those. I would say between Lego Infinity or Lego Dimensions and Disney Infinite, how many figures do you think you had?
Oh, there were 155 Dimensions figures. There were over 150 of both of them, and I have a full set of both. I don't have my Infinity set anymore. I gave it to an artist friend of mine so he could use them all as a reference, and he was like, "Oh my God, this is great," because he draws for little golden books, and like it's just one to one. They're great. And so and I have all the Dimensions, but like my kid, like all the Lego just made its way into the Lego like the Lego of my life, and now I just have a box with the toy pad and all the discs, and like my kids now are like getting into Lego games, so I might dig it all back out and be like, guess what Daddy did 5 years ago.
That's awesome. Yeah, Jeff, when we're talking today and now, he's someone that was super into Lego, super into Disney, likes video games, likes doing video game guides. Can you think of anyone else who might fit that category?
I wish I'd met you first.
Well, thanks for joining Annual Pass today. It was a lot of fun.
You're even wearing the same color shirt.
Yeah, I know. Look at this. We're twinsies here. This is great. I love
Jack,
it.
we'll run away together. We'll make a podcast called Daniel Jack.
There we go.
Jack, you're leaving, Dad?
I'm in. That's it. Game over, man. All right, so how did the Disney Dan side of things kick off? Like, what was the antithesis of this, or the creation? Antithesis has the opposite.
Disney Infinity died.
It died, and so did you start a website up for Disney stuff, or what was it exactly?
No, Disney Infinity died, and what was so unique about Disney Infinity that wasn't Skylanders or Lego Dimensions is that Disney went all or nothing on Infinity. They put all of their eggs in one basket. They canceled all of their licensing rights for all of their video games, like Warner Brothers is doing right now with WB Universe, and they're like, we are making this game engine that we could give to developers. They can license out our engine and whatever Finding Nemo, whatever game IP we're making at the time, and then they can return back and then we'll refine the game they built and put it into our bigger, and it would be this one ecosystem for just Disney, Star Wars, and Marvel games that it was controlled by one mega entity, kind of like Epic is doing now. It's kind of crazy how they were trying to do it before. Like we're doing that kind of stuff now, and that was ultimately their downfall, is that they just had no idea how to run a toy company, video game company, and web hosting all at the same time. It was just like, it was crazy, but that went away. It died, and so I had a YouTube channel with a lot of growth, and I was unboxing toys, and I had this because it was Toys to Life, right? So I had this weird blend of merchandise, Disney merchandise fans that were coming back to my channel, hey, what are you doing? And so I started playing other Disney games, but then I became fans of Bright Sun Films, Defunctland, Yesterworld, because I was a YouTuber, so I was watching other YouTubers, and I was like, I used to love going to Disney World. I used to love meeting characters, and I have a theater degree. I'm a huge technical theater fan. I'm a huge costuming fan. I'm a puppeteer. I was a professional puppeteer on Broadway for a few years. I'm like, no one's talking about all the amazing puppetry and costuming in the parks. And I'm watching Yesterworld and Defunctland and Bright Sun Films. Like, yeah, I can do this. I can do this like an idiot, idiot. And I did. I did one because the original Mickey Mouse is horrifying when you see a photo of him. It's horrifying. So I was like, well, why are we? No one's talking about this. Let's talk about it. And so and then a couple websites picked it up, and the video had 1 million views before I knew it. I was like, what in the world? So, and here I am.
That's awesome. And so ever since then, I love watching your content because you do take sort of an artistic take on things, and you're living the dream. Like for me, one of your more recent videos that I watched that I love is the fact that you went and rode the People Mover from sun up to sundown at Magic Kingdom.
14 hours.
14 hours,
Whoa.
51 times, right?
Technically 57 times I rode. I did 5 laps after we recorded on TikTok live. I did 5 laps to just celebrate, and but I did those solo while the boys because I could have written it. I didn't have to get off. Now you have to. They changed the rules because of me.
Oops.
Well, not entirely. 3 days before, Kenny and I, my producer, had been planning this trip for months that we're going to do this thing. And 3 days before, this guy named Walrus Carp on TikTok is great. I don't want to say this guy. He's an awesome creator. But this dude went and sat on the People Mover all day on TikTok live 3 days before I went there to record my video to do it. And so it's amazing the video turned out the way it did, because I had a massive anxiety spiral as a creator, because you don't want to we live in this world where people are just oh, someone did this already, you're just a copycat of this person. And we live in a world where it's just oh, you're not creative, you're just doing the thing, or this, and it's just oh my God. And so it was such a pop and circumstance, but I ended up having so much fun. And I lost my mind at the end of it, and but it was incredible. And now I can't wait I'm going to do it. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but we have 2 more of those planned, and they're only getting bigger, and I'm so excited to do them.
Wow. Have you been on the People Mover since you recorded that video?
I have. My dear friend Dallin from Offhand Disney went and visited, and he texted me, he's like, dude, they all know you here. And I keep asking, everyone's like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. I went back just a couple weeks ago, and I saw 3 or 4 of the cast members. I didn't bother them because it was a very busy day and I was with my kids and stuff. But I've been on it again, and it's great. There's a new voiceover on it now.
Yeah,
some Star
they added
Wars
some Tron
guy.
stuff.
Some Star Wars guy. Yeah, there's new bits. There a couple new jokes. Yeah, some new stuff in it. So and it sounds great. He sounds great. And so yeah.
I guess you don't get this sort of pomp and circumstance behind the People Mover getting a new voiceover, as opposed to Spaceship Earth. When Spaceship Earth gets one, it's oh my gosh, they got who's going to do it this time. But this one was whatever.
Doing the voice of Stormtrooper 7. I don't know. He's actually a very accomplished voice actor. I don't want to discredit him, but you're comparing it to Dame Judi Dench, bro. I mean, there's some
Walter Cronkite, man.
Made. You just can't be Greg, the guy we never see, versus Dame Judi or Jeremy Irons, bro. I'm sorry to discredit that.
I mean, who's saying they can't get Jeremy Irons to do the People Mover? Come on now. Like, it deserves that respect, I think, in my opinion.
We don't have the budget for that. We don't have
There's no budget.
So, Dan, when you rode from sunup to sundown, were the other people on the ride aware of what was happening? Like, did you make friends or fans along the way?
All the ride ops knew it was happening because let's talk about how I was able to do it compared to every other ride. Like, what do you mean I stayed on a Disney ride all day long? So there's a capacity of People Mover that they know how many people can ride it an hour without it like getting overloaded, and usually that is never the case. It never hits capacity. It just never hits capacity.
Yeah.
So on the loadout desk, there's a little piece of paper for re-rides because there's this kind of built-in things like, if there's available re-rides and we're under capacity in this hour block, if someone asks to re-ride, just let them re-ride it. It's the People Mover. Nobody cares. Nobody rides this thing. You know what I mean? Like, we keep.
What do you mean nobody? I ride it every time.
One of my favorites, please.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, I think it's a favorite for people who love the park, but for like international tourists, for people who are like there for 4 days every 2 years, every 3 years, they're not riding the People Mover. It's just not. It's not the thing that's getting to the traction as it is for people who are like dedicated fans. And so the cast members are like, it's only New Year's Eve that we ever flip this paper over, and when there's no re-rides available, like when we hit capacity for this ride. It's like Christmas Day and New Year's Eve. Otherwise, every day there's just availability every hour for people to re-ride. You just have to ask. It's been this policy for years. And so you could just get on, be like, I like to stay on. And then eventually they just knew what I was doing and they just didn't even bother me. But I would interact with them. I would talk to them every single time because I have this desperate need for everyone to like me. And so so I had to interact with every cast member every time.
You really are
them.
just like Jack.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Love you too.
That's wild.
Yeah, and so I wrote it 57 times. I didn't cheat. I didn't pay to have any advantage. So I didn't stay on property. I could have stayed on property, got in a half hour earlier. I could have gotten like 4 rides in that time. Like honestly, like because no one's in the park. I could have like and there's a cast member who on her Instagram has her riding it 69 times in one day. And so that's the highest I've seen anyone claim. And Dallin and I have talked a lot about doing a not so scary or like an after hours event party, staying on property, getting in there a half hour early and then staying through to 1 a.m. and riding it nonstop to see how many we could do. That's the only way I can think of stretching it even for like getting more hours. There's just not a lot of, or like maybe I find a DVC person to help me like get into Moonlight Madness where it's like open to like, 3 a.m. or whatever, but it's hard. You can only ride it. It's an 11 and a half minute ride. So you can the timing of it. And like, if it stops, if there's anyone in a wheelchair, like if there's any, but you can get like 4.5 rides in an hour. And if you really push.
Hey there, we're going to take 1 second to talk about our sponsor on today's episode of Annual Pass, and we are talking about Red Web. That's right, it's another Rooster Teeth property. I'm a big fan of the show. Trevor and Alfredo and Christian are great. I love watching their show, listening to their show as well. And so are you captivated by the unknown? Do you obsess over unexplained phenomena? Do you frighten easily? Jeff frightens very easily. It's really, really funny. Behold, Red Web, a podcast all about unsolved mysteries, true crime, conspiracies, and the supernatural. That's literally all of them. It's great. And I love listening. Every episode's wildly out of control. They're fun. With an appetite for the unknown, hosts Trevor Collins and Alfredo Diaz discuss and analyze unsolved mysteries, true crimes, and paranormal events. Each episode dives into the timeline, the facts, and the popular theories that attempt to explain what's really happening with these strange incidents. This month, they'll be exploring creepy forest events like Bella and the Witch Elm. Is that right? Witch Elm? Wick Elm? I'm not sure. It's W-Y-C-H. The Wick Elm. Rendlesham Forest. And the Black Forest Haunting. So many spooky things happen in forests. Why would anyone want to go to a forest? Doesn't make any sense to me. Check out Red Web now. Available wherever you listen to podcasts. If you want to get episodes a day early, head over to redwebpod.com as well. And check out Red Web. It's a great show. I'm good friends with those guys. Give it a listen, and maybe someday we'll have some crossover talking about spooky stuff that happens at theme parks, maybe mixed with Red Web. Do you know there's a ghost over at the Pirates of the Caribbean? It's true. It's a whole thing. I'll tell Trevor about it, then he'll spook Alfredo with it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So listen to Red Web, and thank you for supporting the show, and thank you for listening to this a little bit here. Now, let's get back to the interview.
I bet you could get Guinness to certify it.
You think so?
I think so. That's right up their alley.
Yeah. I don't know if Guinness remotely cares. But
they do. They care about everything. You'd be surprised.
I wonder if Disney would have an issue with it, though. I wonder if the actual Disney parks, because, do you want to set a precedent now where people are like, oh, I want to try to ride one thing over and over again?
I don't know that Guinness cares.
Well, I'm saying Disney, not Guinness.
Yeah, but I don't know that Guinness is going to not do it.
You ever go into like one of those big and a big car rental places like Enterprise Rental, and it's just like lots of computers and like lots of desks, and there's 7 people helping customers, and there's another 23 people, and they're just tapping or they're writing stuff on walls, and you're just I'm trying to people, and there's 87 people waiting in line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro, bring some people over the computer. That's what Disney is. Disney is not some magical thing where people are everyone cares about it. It's not. It's a bunch of empty buildings with a lot of empty desks and groups of people working on small projects and doing little. So I don't even know if I could probably break a Guinness Book World Record in the park and not even have Disney even be remotely aware that I did.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just
absolutely.
It's like skeleton. Is there the budget for any to hire anybody at these theme parks? No, there's not. So
I mean, it is pretty wild that what you can get away with at a Disney park. I mean, do you know someone shot a feature-length film inside of Magic Kingdom and it's kind of quietly? Oh, 2 people have. I know one came out and it was not any good.
They're not very good, right?
No. At least the one I saw was not good at all.
Escape from Tomorrow. And
I think that's the one I know.
Frozen Head is the other one.
That sounds amazing.
Which I would highly recommend taking a gander, at least the trailer for, because it knows what it is. It's campy, it's fun. The Escape from Tomorrow is some kind of child predator fantasy. It's like pushing all the boundaries to push the boundaries because we did it at Disney. I'm an auteur or whatever, right. Artists say to justify their stupidity.
Man, well, I do want to say, so you talking about the TikToker who came in and did the ride before, but did People Mover before you. One thing I have noticed about a lot of Disney fan sites, a lot of Disney creators, is everyone seems so welcoming, and that's the biggest thing. We've had some great chances to talk to. We've talked with you, we've talked to Kevin over at Defunctland, we've talked to Alicia at Theme Park Stop, and then everyone seems so open and just welcoming into the community, and it feels like there's a lot of places like that you would not get that response, where it's you're trying to kind of break into a sort of a creator world, and a lot of people are no, this is our space, stay out. And it feels I don't know if it's just Disney in general, but it feels like everyone is so much more welcoming. And did you encounter that when you kind of got your start in the Disney, the Disneyland legacy?
It's so funny you say that. I'm in therapy, I believe every millennial should be. Everyone
absolutely
should be in therapy. And I'm on this crazy self-awareness journey, right? Because I don't think as a man, I don't think we're taught a lot of empathy and self-awareness. I don't think we're taught a lot of we're just taught to be the patriarchy, whatever. And I'm surrounded by people. I want to say it's a cocoon of humanity, of theme park people that I've just gathered around me. And I don't know if that's just my Christian upbringing of community or whatever, but I just the reason why we have a friend group, and I didn't realize this until just recently when I was hanging out talking to Rob from Midway to Main Street and Kevin, and they're like, yeah, dude, you're the one who brought us all together. No, I didn't bring us all together. Yeah, you did. You did. You started that Twitter group, and then everyone just started and before we knew it, that's the group that made Charityland, the group that, but it's a specific group of people that are all open. And I could say that maybe there's some confirmation bias that we've just found the kind people who want to participate, and that's because the community's full of scumbags and people, exploitative people, and creepy people. It is, but there is a. But you know what? It's kind of crazy to think about the fact that Disney, is Disney's arguably it's a modern religion that has a lot of what we know about morality has come from this. So people have a lot of ownership of Disney. You know what I mean? So and it's a huge, vast amount of people who feel like they have ownership of Disney. So you collect all kinds of weirdos, when you have such a wide audience. But theme parks in general, content creators, I can't believe the kindness. I can't believe the joy. I can't believe the empathy. I can't believe it's just the best group of people to be with. And yet there are some real weirdos, man. We've interviewed 3 pillars of the community, and they've all been great.
Yeah. Yeah, shocking that the people who are super friendly are the ones that are doing very, very well.
Yeah,
no, it is wild. Like we talked with Swoozy forever ago, and he was telling us about like Disney gangs, and I was like, wait, what?
Oh,
and yeah, there's like in Los Angeles, I guess, or in Anaheim, there's Disney gangs. It's like,
man, Disneyland's cracked down on this. Are you aware? Like, how deep did he go into it? Like,
I mean, he just kind of said it, and we're like, "Are you kidding me?" And I mean,
I didn't go deep at all.
I mean, I saw people like leather jackets that had like Tinkerbell on the back, and it's like, what is happening?
I don't even know. I'm just a white guy from Pennsylvania. I don't even understand. But let me tell you about pin gangs in Disneyland. They have names. Like they have the groups, and they wear big leather jackets, and they're just covered in Disney pins, right? Just covered in Disney pins, and they're like anti-gangs in that they're incredible. They think they're cast members. Like they will, like people will be trying to take pictures, and they'll be like, oh, let's take that picture for you. Let's get you all posed up right. They'll be like someone will like drop something, or they'll be like, oh, help clean that. Like they're incredibly territorial. Like there's a Cars Land gang, and there's like a Pixar Pier gang. And there's
don't come over to the Pixar Pier gang. No, don't do it. Right. Stay away, bro. Stay away.
Well, no. Here's the thing: you can venture, but don't come over here and try to help people. That's our job.
Okay.
It's our job to help people here. So don't come over here. And like it got crazy because Disneyland is not a Disney park in any traditional sense. Don't go like they've sold it as like what Disney World is, but it's not. It is a territorial local park. Like it is a local park. It is a local park. It's full of locals. It truly is.
I looked this up. This
Producer
is wild.
Ben.
Okay.
In 2013, I guess this just sprouted up. They're called Disneyland Social Clubs.
Okay.
Not gangs, not officially gangs.
Well,
or
in
anything.
2013 they were.
But like they have.
That feels like a tax evasion law, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That
We're not
sounds
pin
like
gangs, guys. We're social clubs.
Yeah.
This is quoted from an NPR article.
Okay.
Like a oddly wholesome motorcycle gang, members wear denim vests festooned with Disney trading pins on the front. On the back are patches bearing the image of their club's totem characters.
So maybe the Tinkerbell.
Many members own annual passes and visit Disneyland frequently. And then there's just a whole plethora of like Instagram accounts with people just like rolling with their gang, like just through Disney with their like they have. I'm seeing one right now that says Walt's Most Wanted on the back with Walt Disney
Most Wanted
on a like prison background like photo.
You know which one BK's joining?
Yeah. That's incredible. I mean, like that. I mean, there has been a lot of talk about like like Disney adults and like whether or not that's healthy and stuff. And me personally, I think if you're into something, go for it. Dive all in. Sure, go nuts. I don't care. But that's starting a gang inside of Disneyland. That might be pushing it a little bit.
No, my God.
But think about what was your local park growing up? What was your amusement park?
I had Six Flags Over Texas up in Arlington. That was like mine.
Six
I would
Flags
go
Over
there.
Texas is a local, like people from the area, especially season pass holders, and think about how accessible season passes are for Six Flags. It's probably like $250 for the summer or something like that,
Yeah. Back then it was like probably 100, if that.
Right, exactly. And think about when these people grew up, like when they were young, Disneyland was so ridiculously accessible. It was their spot. It was their shopping mall. It was their thing, like it's where they hung out. And that place it's so tiny, but the reason the castle is so small because they were making room for capacity. Because that place can fit people, man. Disneyland can cram full of people. So like, it's the diversity, it's just insane. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, honestly. And like, I think that if we could, like I said earlier, if we could certify Disney as a religion, and a lot of people could like move over to Disney as religion, and like, because I think that we have some good morality there, and people just want to belong to something. I think that's what a lot of religion is for a lot of people. And so if we could be like, come over to Disney and belong, have a community that's gonna ride or die for you, baby, because that's what Christianity is. And we're gonna ride or die for you, Disney adults. But you don't have to hate gay people. It'll be cool. It'll be so awesome. It'll be
cool.
amazing.
I promise.
ladies and Thor will kiss each other. You won't believe the stuff we've got going on over here, guys. You just have to love each other and wear Mickey ears. It's cool. You have to give us all your money too. That's another thing. But hey,
sorry. You know, we can't do this for free. Pay your tithing.
You know?
Yeah, just walk in, drop your wallet, and you walk away.
Exactly. Yeah,
and I'm sure
if 10% tithes.
I'm doing
that at Disney right now. 10% of my income definitely goes to Disney parks. It 100% does. I don't
protection
even
money.
Yeah, protection money.
Bro, those guys kill with kindness to another level.
Yeah.
Like I need to meet a Disney gang member.
That's so wild. We should go hang out with it. Can we get? Do you get beaten into these games?
What's the initiation?
You go ride. Hazing? You have to ride Matterhorn 10 times, and if you can stand up afterwards, then you're in.
If you kept it all in your tummy, you're good.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah,
oh no.
Just so a team of 6 people can walk through it slowly in dust. I mean, what are refurbishments anymore? You know what I mean? No one's doing anything. Yeah. Have we been on it's still plywood. It's a small world. It's all still plywood. How many times have we refurbished that, you know?
Yeah. So, the last time I rode Matterhorn, it was the first time ever I got off a coaster and I was like, I don't think I can do that again. Like my back legit hurt after that thing. It was rough, but I think Disney would totally be in for the, Disney church thing to get away from taxes. I think they're totally,
for sure.
Honestly,
that'd be good for that.
And I don't know. Maybe I'll ask you guys what you think, because I think I was super Christian, guys. I don't talk about this at all out there publicly. I should be more than self-awareness journey, therapy. Oh my God, preaching competitions. I won preaching competitions.
Wow.
Okay.
I was little.
You preaching the good word of Mickey Mouse? What's up? You got a sermon? Hold on. What's your Twitch streams look like, bro?
Right. Okay. Twitch stream. Imagine this. Picture this. Twitch streams.
Oh God. Okay. I'm buckling. Hold on.
Every Sunday morning, I come out in a robe. It's bright red with a yellow thing around it.
Oh yeah.
You know the thing. You know what I mean? I'd be like, "Good morning, church. It's Disney church morning, and today we're going to turn to the good book of Aladdin, Act 2, Scene 3. We're in the scene. Jasmine is confronted with her father's." Because I was raised in a black church, a black Pentecostal church. It's just what I was raised in.
I love you, Dan. I am dying right now. I
think I'm going to start. BK, should I start Disney church on Sunday?
I got you. I'll run the choir. I got you, bro.
I think you have your first apostle here is what's going on.
Right, exactly. BK the first apostle. Right, have it your way. BK.
BK is on the floor right now.
Oh my God.
This is fantastic. If you don't come out in Mickey's sorcerer robe, I don't know what's gonna happen. If you don't,
sorcerer robe. That's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Write it down. Write it down.
I just panicked. Oh, I have the hat right here.
Oh, there. Dan has left his chair to get his source. There it is.
Yeah, it's his Pope hat. I love it.
Yeah.
You get the wave. They already have the parades. I mean, you just get the Mickey Pope mobile at the end of it with the bulletproof glass. I think you're onto something. I think you may have cracked something here.
Yeah. This is the code. Oh my God.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do Disney Church. I'm gonna have to find a pulpit, but I'll do it.
Yeah, Sunday mornings, tune into Dan's Twitch account and watch Disney Church. This is it. I want to be a part of this. This is fantastic. Well, speaking of positive things, okay, we mentioned it earlier in the stream, but the first time I ever got a chance to actually meet you was when you were doing your charity stream, doing the Charity Land stream for Give Kids the World Village in Orlando, Florida. And can you tell us a little bit more about that and how you got into that process?
Yeah, Kevin, Rob, and I had the idea to do a live stream of some sort. We didn't know what it was going to be, but we didn't know what it was going to benefit, and then it just kind of grew and evolved from there. The first year, we had people send in stuff, and we kind of did interviews and segments, and people could donate for questions. And then the next year, because with Kevin, everything has to be like this wonderful, and it's why he's so great. But everything has to be a story. Everything has to tell a story with Kevin. It's why I'm friends with him, because I'm like, bro, the reason why because you just know how to tell a story that audiences want to hear. And so he gets it. So the second year we did parades. The second year we just did a nonstop theme park parade where we just had a list of parades and we just watched them with people. And then the following year, what did we do last year? I can't even remember what we did.
It was just like home movies. Yeah.
Home movies. Right.
Yeah,
We did one long home movie. Right. So it's not going to happen this Christmas time because of we have a bunch of the three of us are attending a bunch of different weddings and stuff, and so I think it's going to move to March, and we're talking about turning it. I used to do like a competition, like a March Madness for parks.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
It was pretty big. We used to do a lot of I stopped doing it because life, but and focusing on, you have to focus, like when things start to take off as a creator, you have to really focus on that thing.
Yep.
To make sure that thing continues before you're like, okay, what else can I start to do again? And so I think we might turn that into charity land. Who knows? But who knows? And but I think that it was amazing. I can't, as a dad, the second year we did it at Give Kids the World, and walking around that place was hard. It was very difficult for me. I had to stop when we were I had to go back in when we were live streaming, because I can't come back on screen sobbing. I had to stop crying because it's truly what escapism is, that the parks try to capture, but Give Kids the World really captures, because it's homes, it's real homes that they let the families live in, like Airbnb style, not like you get like a hotel room or some nonsense. They're staying in homes that are all ADA accessible. They're fitted for whatever the family needs, right? And then they give those kids a full year of their life in a week. They celebrate Easter, they celebrate their birthdays, they have Christmas, they have Halloween, they have a park day. The park has an ice cream shop. Give Kids World has an ice cream shop that was built by Disney Imagineer and Universal team members. Like, they got together to build this thing. They donate their old attractions, like they're built so that families can go there and like unplug for a week.
Wow.
Literally, it is like a wish. It's like a wish is granted, like escape for a week, just escape, right? It's hard. It's this. I don't. If I was a poet, there's probably a word for it. But it's this beautiful heartbreak of these families like wandering around. They're so happy. They're all so happy, but they're like, there's tragedy at their doorstep, and it's like, it's brutal. Yeah. It's really brutal.
It's amazing.
Now.
No, I mean it's amazing what they're doing down there. I mean, just the fact alone that like Disney and Universal and SeaWorld and Legoland, like all of these groups are working together. Like I know a lot of these families will come down, so it'll be like a lot of Make-A-Wish kids will come down, and a lot of other groups like that will work with Give Kids the World Village, and basically they treat these kids to whatever they want, and it's just absolutely incredible. And seeing the Charity Land stream, like watching you guys raise money for it was fantastic. You guys crushed it this year, or this past year as well.
Much. Thanks for doing it, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It really is that at its foremost, and this is a byproduct of that, at its forefront, it's a community building event. Like, I bring in my friends, Rob brings in his friends, Kev brings in his friends, and then we all start to meet each other, and we all start to be like, oh yeah, hey, I want to talk, I want to, I bring in I collect like artists, and like I have tons, because I have. You remember that internet meme, like, can you see the apple? They're like, hey, draw an apple, and can you see the apple in your mind, or do you see like a fuzzy blob? I don't see the apple, so I collect artists, and then I bring them into these events, and like they do tons of charity art, and then they all end up getting a bunch of work from the other creators who need art, and so it is a community building thing, and that's what at its core, that's what's so amazing about it. And then we do support a really good cause, and it's so cool in there, man. There's like a Perkins that's just open all the time.
Wait, there's a Perkins, bro. They're pies, bro.
Yeah, a Perkins.
They got the Perkins bakery up in there? Are you serious?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Whatever you want, Perkins.
But it is wild. Like, so Give Kids the World, they actually had so Disney used to have a Christmas light show. It was the Osborne Spectacle of Lights over at Disney MGM Studios, and eventually they took it down. They stopped doing it, and they basically just gave all of those lights to Give Kids the World. So they have this giant spectacle where they have this millions of Christmas lights set up, and it had been open to the public, but apparently now Give Kids the World is back at full capacity, and they've just kind of ceased letting the public come in, which is a good thing because because you want to, give as many people opportunities. But I mean, stuff like that. It's like, there's like, here you go. Like, how can we help? What can we do? And so,
awesome.
so anyway, you can support that. And Dan, do you know any like websites you can go to check out more information on the on Give Kids the World?
Yeah, Give Kids the World partners with Make-A-Wish because Make-A-Wish does a lot. John Cena's very busy. Give Kids the World is like the facilitator of theme park wishes in Orlando. So givekidstheworld.org, I believe, and I believe charity. I think if you go to charityland.gives, I think it's still up, and you can still you can still find the stuff.
There you go.
But yeah, Make-A-Wish is amazing. I'm a theater major, so I love Broadway. Like I said, I've worked so there's an amazing musical out there called Come From Away. You guys familiar? It's the 9/11 musical. Have either of you, any three of you seen it or heard of it?
I've listened to the soundtrack. It's the one in Newfoundland, right?
Newfoundland. Yeah, exactly.
Newfoundland.
And there's this tiny little microscopic B plot, like not even like a Z plot in the musical that is based on a real thing that happened when all those planes got downed in Canada, in Newfoundland. A plane full of Make-A-Wish kids, 13 families from Make-A-Wish were coming from the UK to go to Disney World. And they got grounded and then delayed there for 4 days, stuck in Canada. And ultimately their wish had to be canceled and they had to go home immediately after because the aftermath of what we did with all airfare and whatnot. So international travel specifically. And so what's incredible is they opened up the church summer camp. And they just the entire island rallied to make the wish still come true for these kids, right? So they got all the princess costumings that they could get together, and all the young girls volunteered to be princesses. They dug out they have a hockey team that for in the town of Gander, and they have a mascot for the hockey team. It's this horrifically ugly goose that they call Commander Gander. So they pulled out Commander Gander, and he came. And like they brought horses and clowns and they had a huge birthday party. They wrapped every toy on the island and brought them to the summer camp and gave a birthday party to every person and all the families. Everyone got cake and presents, like what Give Kids the World does. So that by the end of the 4 days that they were sent back, every one of the families were just like, this was the best thing that's ever happened. Like, I can't believe, like, it's an incredibly tragic time, but like, forget Disney World, like the amount, like what just happened to my family, they got their wish, which is so incredible. And so like, now I'm looking into traveling to Newfoundland so I can like find more pictures and hear the stories and like interview people. Cause like, it is crazy how we can rally around, like how humanity rallies around those families like that who just want to give like a little bit of something to a kid. It is crazy to me what we can do, like the kindness of people that comes out. Doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter who you are.
It's almost eerie how similar you and I are to this, because one of the favorite thing I get to do at Rooster Teeth that I've done for, it'll be 10 years this November, is Extra Life, which is our 24-hour charity raising money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals all over the U.S. and here in Austin specifically.
Can I come hang out with you this year?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah,
absolutely.
I will warn you. We part of our charity raising is we do some.
Nude. I'm here. I'm still here.
Well, I mean that might be part of it.
Warning. I mean, sign me up even
more. we might. Our audience for some reason likes us being punished, and so like there'll be a lot of like one chip challenge, a lot of spicy stuff. Ben,
I'm just gonna throw the idea out here right now. I want Dan to come down, and an hour of Extra Life is just his sermon.
His sermon.
Oh my gosh.
That's a great idea.
God, I'm gonna be there speaking in Disney tongues.
Where are you?
We're here in Austin, Texas. So you're
oh my God, it's where everyone's going.
Yeah.
Well, we've been here. We started born and raised here in Austin.
Joe Rogan and like.
Oh, right. Well, hey, thanks for having me on. Yeah,
hey man,
yeah.
I didn't move there. Joe Rogan did.
That's true. He heard our podcast here in Austin.
He did move here.
Joe Rogan certainly lives in Austin. Anyway, that's a whole other story. But yeah, no, we'd love to have you down. But Extra Life is a thing that whatever sort of fame or any sort of eyeballs looking at me, I always try to deflect to something more like bigger than I am. And so something like Extra Life, it's like if you like me, please focus on this because this is so much bigger than what I am and who I am. And we've been doing it now for 10 years. this is literally our 10th year we're doing it. We've raised about $8 million over the course of the 10 years we've been doing it. So it's pretty incredible, and I love this stuff.
This all started with like a bunch of people playing co-op in Halo and making dumb
yeah,
puppeteering some video game characters.
I was playing Fortnite last night with my buddy, who I known him since second grade, and I'm going on a podcast tomorrow on a Rooster Teeth network. He's like, oh, what's that? Because he's a sports journalism major, and I'm a theater major. How did that even happen? Ebony and Ivory. I don't know how we ended up together. I'm like, dude, remember when we were kids and Halo first came out, and on like the only videos on the internet were like the red versus blue, and it was just Halo, dumb Halo like stories. He was like, oh my god, his like brain exploded like with like. It's wild.
Yeah, we've been on the internet now. I mean, like Rooster Teeth just turned 18 this year.
No, 19.
19 this year.
April, yeah.
And so, we're dinosaurs on the internet. I mean, Achievement Hunters turned 14 this year.
Achievement, like my websites were essentially, it was just like Achievement Hunter is amazing. I used to use it all the time.
Oh, thank you.
Like they don't tell me how to find all the mini kit. Like I was very niche, very specific.
Sure.
Disney Infinity and Lego and Lego games, because they were all collection games. Like
those Lego games are brutal for collecting. Brutal.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Brutal. And they're even getting more brutal because they're just like, well, how are we gonna up the ante? I don't know, let's have procedural worlds or whatever. It's like, what? How am I supposed to get those mini kits, bro?
I have one question for Dan.
Go for it.
If you don't mind. I'm seeing so much merch in the background for our audio only listeners. There is tons of goodies. And I know you mentioned that you open Disney merch. Do you have anything that is Kingdom Hearts related? I would love to know.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. I have a great Kingdom Hearts story for you. That's theme park related. You ready?
Let's hear it.
I'm so excited. Sorry.
So there's one of the rarest autographs that you can collect, that you can have possession of from Disney parks is Sora.
Whoa.
Because Sora appeared once in the parks. There's a full BK after this. Search Disney Dan Kingdom Hearts. I have a full video.
Got it.
There is a Goofy costume overlay and a Donald costume overlay, and then they had a Sora. Now it was a skin suit Sora, which I have such problems with.
Do not prefer.
Such problems with skin suits. Like, we all of us God's children's got skins. We don't need a skin suit, but we get them. We get them. And he had like and Sora's a tight mask, so it's got like a character mask, like oh my god, there's so like all the Big Hero 6 characters have like tight characters.
Okay.
This is terrifying.
Oh my god, I'm looking at a visual right now.
Yeah, that's freaky.
Yeah. The mouth is freaking me out, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. So he met, and when a character hits the ground in the parks, it doesn't matter if they are completely inaccessible. They have a style guide for them. There's a Bible. It's a tome like this big. I've seen it twice. It's really cool. I didn't get to touch it, but I saw it. And it's like this, and like every character has a page, and it has all the stats, like almost like a D&D character like stat page. And one of those stats is the signature. And so Sora had to have a full signature developed for him because he was a meet and greet character, and it was at the height of signatures. And Disney like commercialized signatures in a way that you would not believe.
Right.
All because of Saturday afternoon cartoons. They rolled out the red carpet in the 90s, and they're just like, come meet the stars of TV and get their autographs. And then boom, it's been autographs nonstop ever since in the parks. And so now, because of that, Sora has this amazing autograph, and now occasionally, every once in a while, Donald and Goofy will sneak out for like Run Disney's events or Moonlight Madness events, dressed up. And if you get married, and I only know this is a fact because I don't know if you guys are familiar with John Vignacchi, JV. He was the vice president of Disney Interactive. Now he works for Nintendo. He was the guy who like ran Disney Infinity. But when he got married, you can request if you get a nice Disney wedding and you get the photography package. You're like, well, who do you want to come visit you for photos and like to dance on the dance floor and stuff? And they chose Kingdom Hearts, Goofy, and Donald to come to their wedding in the full Kingdom Hearts with the shield and the wand. It's amazing. It's in my video.
I'm gonna go watch your video after this. Now I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out for the Run Disney stuff because when I did it, I know Darkwing Duck was out, which was pretty awesome. Yeah, I hadn't seen him in ages.
Run Disney is a great.
Yeah,
I need to because I'm morbidly obese, but I could probably condition myself to at least briskly walk before.
I'll be with you in the back of the pack.
Hey, if you want to go run, I'll tell you right now, the springtime surprise races are going up in 2 weeks. So I'll be there in March running those. So if you want to run with me, man, I would love to do that. It'd be a blast. So I'm going to be there for marathon weekend in January. So I'm doing all of them in January, but I'll go back in March and do it again.
You mean walk with you?
Should I start running, Jack? Is this something I should take up? Should I
if you want to,
like
the couch to 5Ks. That's where I got started, man. That's absolutely where I got started. I ran a marathon last year. Yeah.
If only there was a really wholesome community for running in Disney parks. If only we knew.
That's true. We actually have the RDRC. It's the rope drop run club that sort of spawned off our Discord server, and they're going really, really strong out there right now. Everyone's excited for the new springtime surprise races. Just got announced, and we're running to Mordor right now. There's like a virtual race thing that we're doing. A bunch of us. I think there's about 20 of us who are running the races in January in Orlando. So yeah, we'd love to have you a part of it. It'd be a lot of fun. You can get any sort of tips and help and advice from those people. Everyone's amazing there, so we'd love to have you.
And let me say, because I've known you now for how long? 14, 15 years?
15-ish years.
15 years.
That's a lot.
If Jack can do it, anyone can do it.
Thank you? Question mark?
Oh my God, man. Jack, are we the same person? Because
I think we might be.
I feel like if I started running, that's exactly what people would say about running.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, Dan, thank you so much for joining us today on Annual Pass. It's been a blast talking to you. Well, we have to get you out here in November for Extra Life.
Absolutely, yeah.
That'd be a blast. And if people want to follow you on the internet, where would they go?
November is the only month this year that I have nothing already. Like I have trips every month.
Beautiful. Mid-November. Put it on your calendar right now. We'll pencil you in. But if anybody wants to follow you on the internet, where would they go to see your stuff?
Man, I've got quite the link tree. If you go to thedisneydan.com, someone's parking disneydan.com. I don't know. I can't get that. Same with the Instagram account. So don't go to the Disney Dan on Instagram. I'm on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, unfortunately, Instagram. I'm Twitch streaming now. I have Captain Dan's Submarine Canteen, where I live stream video games from my cartoon submarine, and I go up to broadcast depth and I just put on a captain's hat and I drink Mai Tais and I play video games.
Broadcast depth.
Yeah, and so I don't do it enough, but I'm starting. I just got a stream. I got my first PC since like I was 15.
Nice.
I bought it on Prime Day, and it's got a glass side. It's rainbow. It's so cool. Ooh. So I'm gonna hook that up, and I'm gonna jump on the internet, I guess, on it and get Streamlabs because I guess like Mac and Stream. It's great. And all, but, like,
OBS. OBS is Well, awesome. Well, Dan, thank you so much again for joining us here, and we love you. Thank you very, very much for coming on and spreading the positivity.
Did we talk too much?
No, I think we got plenty. We got plenty here. Well, we didn't talk enough. We didn't talk enough, is what it is.
Don't you dare cut a second of it. All right? I forbid it. I forbid it.
Awesome. Well, we'll absolutely have you down here at some point. We'll show you around the studios and whatnot, and get you to come on Extra Life and have some fun. So thank you very much, Dan. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Absolutely.
Great to meet you, Dan.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
What a nice guy. How about that? Like Disney Dan is exactly what I thought he'd be. He's super friendly, super nice, hilarious dude, and I'm very, very happy we managed to get him on the show.
He's better than you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Jeff.
That hurt me. I just
It hurt you. It hurt me. I wasted 14 years on the wrong guy.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Thank you, Beeks. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. This is what I've lived with for a decade and a half. Is just this kind of support and love. This is how we do it here on Annual Pass. So again, Disney Dan, thank you very much for being on the show. And if you're a fan of Disney Dan and you're listening to Annual Pass right now, please listen to some previous episodes. It'd be great. We've been doing this now for over a year. It's like 70 episodes. We've been doing this.
That's a lot.
So it's been a lot of fun. We got a lot of fun stuff planned. I'm talking with our friends at Universal now about Halloween Horror Nights. Ooh. It's happening. It's happening, Jeff.
Hey, Dan. Thanks for opening my eyes. If you're watching this.
Oh, man.
Hit me up on social. We have some things to discuss.
Oh, my gosh. Well, every episode we always ask a question of you, the audience, because Jeff, you've got so many ideas and plans.
I've got some questions for you.
What's a good question we can ask the audience right now that they can answer over at roosterteeth.com? And then one of our live streams, we'll pick some of the answers and give a free park map, autographed park map.
I could.
It sounds like you don't have one.
Could ask a question.
This is him stalling.
I might have one
in his brain. You've got
but
one.
I feel like I've asked too many recently.
I think you've asked maybe 2.
Yeah, 2 is too many. Too many. It's in the phrase.
All right.
Too many. And I don't want to hog all the question.
Fine. Well,
BK, I can if you want. Come on right now if you want me to.
Beaks, you got a question?
I mean, I was thinking, if there was the Church of Disney, what Disney song would be your favorite hymn?
Was going to be my question.
Oh, that was going to be your question too? How convenient.
Yeah.
How convenient. All right. So
brilliant, Jeff.
All right, so if you've got what song do you think would be a good Disney hymn? Like you put the Glad in Gladiator? I don't know. Like what Whole New World?
He lives in you. He lives in me. He watches over everything we see. That was it. That's my song.
I love it. I think we got a winner. I'm going to give you an autographed park map right now.
Thank you. I won.
I've got one around here somewhere. My Lord, I love this. I love the show so much. So please tell your friends about Annual Pass because we want to keep doing it. If you have a Disney hymn, please let us know over at roosterteeth.com in the comments of this episode, and then we'll do our live streams. We do our monthly live streams, and we'll go through and we'll pick our winners, and then you'll get an autographed park map from us. So you all right, BK? You're very happy with yourself.
In it into the water. Oh, man, I'm about to listen to this soundtrack all the way out. Look what you've done, Jack.
Look what I've done. Jeff, you feel like you learned anything today?
I did.
Okay. What do you think you learned?
I'm going to keep it close to the vest this time. Yeah.
Probably not family friendly, is what you're saying? Or not Jack friendly, maybe?
Not everything I learned is for public consumption.
Thank you very much. Well, hey, if you like us, follow us on social media. We're annual_pass over on Twitter and Instagram. Annual Pass Pod over on TikTok. And we got a lot of fun stuff. We're going to do a lot of TikTok stuff when we go out to Universal for Halloween Horror Nights. And, I post stuff up there all the time as well. So check that out. Thank you very much, BK, Jeffrey. Love you guys. Y'all are the best. Thank you again, Dan, for joining us. And thank you, everyone, for listening. We love you. Have a great day. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, Dan.